Hello, welcome to the Bridging the Funding Gap with Charging as a Service webinar hosted by the Mobility House. I'm Samantha Scheib, the moderator for today. In this webinar, our speaker will go over the benefits of Charging as a Service, or CaaS for short, such as simplified implementation, enhanced operational efficiency, and cost savings. You'll walk away with information on how to apply any funding to a finance solution, how CaaS can be used for scalable charging system, and more. Our speaker today is Michelle Howell, and for technical questions after the presentation, we will have Elizabeth Hughes join in. Michelle manages accounts and partners for K-12 sector at the Mobility House. She helps K-12 customers understand how charging and energy management can support rapid fleet electrification and emission reductions. All at a lower cost than current related transportation expenses. Michelle has over a decade of experience in business development, project management, and partnership development in the renewable energy industry. Elizabeth Hughes is a sales engineer at the Mobility House and is focused on helping customers understand our products' unique advantages and creating understanding regarding how they solve challenges. I will now be giving the floor to Michelle.
Thank you, Sam. Yeah, I'm great. It's great to be here. I will briefly share the elements of a fleet charging system, discuss what a charge energy management system can do for school districts, and of course, focus on charging as a service and how it can bridge the funding gaps and significantly enhance your electrification project. Basically what all Sam just mentioned. So a little bit about the Mobility House. We're sharing these insights with you today because the Mobility House is the most experienced fleet electric company in the world. We have the most experience for charging management for fleets with our charging and energy management platform, Charge Pilot, at over 1,200 depots today. We have been working with schools across the country for over 5 years. We've also resold over 160,000 chargers, so we can sell chargers if that's helpful for your school district. We are the leader in vehicle to grid, or V2G, with 10 projects worldwide. And in our 13-year history, we have collected a large network of investors and partners such as ABB, Nissan, New Flyer, Siemens, Schneider, and more, as you can see here. So since we're all at different levels of stages in electrification work, I have one brief slide to show you that will either help you understand the elements of a fleet charging system. For some of you, this may be a brief review. So a fleet EV charging system is designed to provide power to multiple electric vehicles simultaneously, ensuring that the fleet is ready for daily operations. There are several components involved in a charging system, each playing a crucial role in ensuring an efficient and reliable charging process for your fleet. The 5 components include 1, chargers. These are the physical devices that connect the electric vehicle to the power source and deliver energy to the vehicle. 2, the energy supply. Having the right amount of energy for your vehicles and duty cycle is crucial. Solar or externally sourced clean energy can help meet your greenhouse gas reduction goals. Oftentimes, there are site power limitations to an electrification project where utility upgrades are mandatory. However, with the right CEM, you can utilize ALM. Charging and fueling management. Efficient control and monitoring of charging stations enable optimization of the charging process, scheduling of sessions, and reporting on energy consumption and costs. 4th, the vehicle and depot considerations. You want to be aware of different electric vehicle capabilities, such as the state of charge limits, driving range, and preconditioning options. Design depots to accommodate the charging needs of all the vehicles in the fleet. And lastly, maintenance and operations. Proper upkeep and management of the charging infrastructure is essential. You want to address the issues with cabling, conduct regular maintenance checks, and have a clear plan in place for addressing both short-term and long-term goals. I want to jump into a couple of examples of school fleet charging projects to better understand CEM and how charging as a service works. We have developed 10 bidirectional projects and again have 6 years of V2G, vehicle to grid experience. And this project is underway in the Bronx in New York City. We provided automated load management, or ALM, which can be used when you don't have the ability to pull enough power from the grid. This enabled Nice Bus to be able to charge their buses upon delivery and not have to wait for the upgrades, which can take over a year or years in some cases. Now, this project for Modesto City Schools was the largest order of Bluebird buses in history, with charging over 30 buses using Charge Pilot for their CEM, and in results are saving over $1 million in the first 5 years. Modesto City Schools used the blueprint we created with Schneider Electric and the Center for Transportation and the Environment, or CTE, from our project at Stockton USD. So now, with a basic understanding of the components of a fleet EV charging system, we can move on and show you some results from utilizing a CEM, or Charge Pilot in this case, to minimize control charging costs. This is really, again, the groundwork for how charging as a service was developed due to the predictability of operating costs that a CEM provides. In this simulation of adding CEM, or Charge Pilot in this scenario, to a school depot with 14 charging points, you can see that the district was able to minimize their peak demand from 201 kilowatts down to below 70 kilowatts, which significantly reduced their demand charges and costs, saving thousands of dollars every year, which also translates to nearly 2/3 of a reduction in the peak load amount and for nearly half the existing charging costs. We can create this simulation for your unique charging arrangement and constraints. We see the potential cost benefits of Charge Pilot, but it's also important to understand the system characteristics that enable this. So here we have the system architecture and features. Having a local controller on site is crucial for managing charging, as Wi-Fi connectivity can be unreliable and lead to connectivity issues, which lead to charging issues. A local controller stores data even when not connected to the cloud, ensuring that charging operations are not interrupted. So when you lose connectivity, the controller is still operating with the algorithms that have been set to manage the charging within certain constraints. And when you regain connectivity, whether it's after 5 seconds, an hour, or even a day, it will reconnect and provide you with the data. The solid black line represents the Ethernet cabling or fiber coating, which links the chargers to the controller and switch. This CEM system is compatible with a wide range of chargers, including those with OCPP, or Open Charge Point Protocol, which prevents technology lock-in. If you want to use different chargers in the future, they can be managed alongside your existing chargers. And if you don't like the CEM you procure, you are then able to use a different open standard system. With Charge Pilot, you can access real-time insights about your charging stations through a user-friendly dashboard. The controller is also fully compatible with microgrids, and to my knowledge, the Mobility House operates the only depot with a microgrid that interfaces with EV bus charging, which is in Montgomery County, Maryland. So also with our back-end comprehensive capabilities, you can optimize your energy usage and charging operations for maximum efficiency. Next, we have what our Charge Pilot user interface looks like here. And Charge Pilot allows you to monitor the charging statuses from any device, which gives you the solace to know what's happening in real time. From years of experience, we've found that restarting the charger resolves the problem in 9 out of 10 cases. And this can be done remotely via the interface. This mitigates the nightmare scenarios where drivers find their vehicles not charged due to charger malfunctions. With ChargePilot, you can monitor charging statuses from the comfort of your couch or office for a hassle-free charging experience. We all know that incentives are important when completing a infrastructure project. We can use the EPA School Clean Bus program as an example. For the EPA rebates, you can easily be able to apply the incentives to an infrastructure project. Simply obtain a quote from us and include the relevant information for CEM in your purchase order. For the grants, we can help you structure your narrative and improve your chances of winning by assisting with your charging implementation plan. This is where CaaS can come in. As we've seen, funding does not always fully cover the cost of buses and charging infrastructure, part of which is due to the increasing pricing for EV buses. CaaS not only offers financing for the remaining balance, but also provides a turnkey solution designed with CEM resiliency at its core. Now we'll go into how ChargePilot is our technological foundation for CaaS, or charging as a service. Our unique turnkey CaaS model offers affordability with an attractive pricing structure that can be customized as a predictable and simple price per mile or price per month. Charging as a service includes design, installation, management, monitoring, and is adaptable as you may want to expand. With this comprehensive solution that provides significant savings as well as catering to your specific needs, it ensures a hassle-free experience with much less liability to the transportation department and school district. With charging as a service, you are guaranteed reliable charging and pay a simple price per mile, which is typically less than you're currently paying to fuel up, instead of the upfront balance. You can electrify your school bus fleet now, and it doesn't have to be complicated with long stories of how your journey is going. You are also enabled for expansions and able to buy out the infrastructure. So there have been many misconceptions about CaaS, so let's address these next. Probably the most common misconception I hear is that CaaS isn't compatible with grants. In reality, many grants can be applied to CaaS solutions, making them even more affordable with lower fees, as mentioned in the earlier slide about applying rebates. We also often hear that CaaS isn't expandable or CaaS service doesn't adapt to my changing needs, when the opposite is true. The CaaS solution providers are your partner and design a solution that can grow and evolve with fleet size and technology needs. We sometimes hear people express concerns like CaaS doesn't include vehicles or depots. While some providers may not include these components, others can provide vehicle financing and can provide dedicated charging depots from scratch. Another misconception we often hear is that CaaS has no effect on fleet operations. It only helps with installation. As we discussed, the opposite is true, that CaaS simplifies and streamlines the operations and management of your EV charging infrastructure. Many fleet operators believe that they should wait to look into CaaS solutions until they know all of their electrification plans. But it's better to explore CaaS options early in the planning process, as this can help you make more informed decisions about your electrification plans. Finally, this is probably the most common misconception about charging as a service. CaaS is the same from everyone. Different providers actually offer different features, capabilities, and pricing structures. A top-tier charging as a service provider offers a range of features and benefits that set them apart from the competition. By delivering customized solutions that are flexible and future-proof, these providers ensure a seamless and successful EV charging experience for your fleet. Some key features of leading CaaS providers are, number one, customized and validated design. By conducting simulations, leading providers can validate their designs, that their designs support your fleet's daily schedule and duty cycle. They also develop customized designs based on your fleet's operational needs and depot layout, utilizing data-driven insights to optimize the charging infrastructure. Two, leading providers offer multiple pricing options to accommodate various fleet sizes, contract lengths, and buyout options. They also ensure transparency by including details of grants, rebates, or credits within any proposal or charging agreement. Top-tier CaaS providers also offer comprehensive services that include data-backed uptime guarantees, advanced charging and energy management, or CEM, systems with automated load management, or ALM capabilities, as well as experience in the vehicle grid integration technologies, or VGI. They also provide a comprehensive support plan and training for the charging system to ensure long-term success and understanding, minimizing disruptions, and ensuring that the fleet remains operational at all times. Finally, the best CaaS providers design solutions that can be easily expanded or adapted as your fleet's needs evolve, ensuring that you'll be prepared for the future. Now that you know what makes leading providers stand out, you also want to keep an eye out for CaaS provider red flags. One red flag, cookie cutter systems design approach. Avoid providers that take that one size fits all approach to charging infrastructure design, as this may not cater to your fleet's specific requirements. Two, limited expandability. Steer clear of providers whose solutions cannot be easily expanded or adapted to accommodate your fleet's future needs. Three, basic or no CEM charge energy management system. Be cautious of providers who don't offer a comprehensive CEM system or rely on low-level management solutions, as this may limit your ability to optimize charging processes. And fourth, there's no buyout option. Consider whether providers offer buyout options, as this can provide greater flexibility for your fleet in the long run if your needs or physical operating location changes. So choosing a top-tier CaaS provider with the mentioned features and benefits and avoiding the identified red flags can help ensure a successful installation and operation of electric vehicle charging infrastructure for your fleet. We have successfully completed projects involving EV charging and energy management systems for over 1,000 fleets, showcasing our extensive experience and expertise in the field. We ensure charging system performance by providing continuous monitoring, real-time data analysis, and proactive maintenance, along with dedicated support to address any issues. We've verified the feasibility of our CaaS design for your fleet through a comprehensive analysis of your specific needs, detailed simulations, and by leveraging our extensive experience in successfully implementing similar projects for other fleets. Their CaaS solution includes end-to-end services such as planning, implementation, and operation of the charging infrastructure, comprehensive charging and energy management systems, CEM, flexible pricing options, customized and validated design, support for vehicle to grid, and other V2X technologies, ongoing support, and a strong network of strategic partnerships to ensure a successful transition to electric fleets. Here is an example of a school bus fleet utilizing CaaS that is phasing into 92 buses over the next 7 years. This project would have cost them $1.4 million, and we would have saved them 28% on fueling costs. With our comprehensive solutions, you can easily bridge the gap and bring your project to fruition. And again, as Sam mentioned earlier, we also have Elizabeth Hughes, a sales engineer at the Mobility House, who can answer some of your more technical questions during our Q&A session.
So now we're going to do a couple of questions and answers. So we've kind of gathered our most popular and common questions that a lot of schools are asking, and we're going to do them right now so you can hopefully answer a lot of your questions. So our next question, I'm going to throw that to you, Elizabeth. What is the first step a school should take in their electrification journey?
Thanks, Sam. That's a pretty good question. I think a school should first try to figure out some of the generalized issues that they're trying to work through. No one else can be an expert in what you need. Everyone else has various solutions and various technology understandings, but only you know like the little details about your individual school's needs and wants. Are you trying to electrify 5 buses, or are you trying to electrify 50? Are you going to have room on any of your existing depot sites, or are you going to have to buy a whole new depot site? And, you know, in general, how far do your buses drive every day? Are they, 10-mile routes, or are they 40-mile routes, or even higher? So get a clear picture of how your buses operate on a daily basis, and then go seek out companies such as a CaaS provider or a charge management system provider and talk to them about their various technologies and their solutions.
Okay, this next question is for Michelle. What is my upfront cost if I go with a CaaS solution?
Yeah, any CaaS solution does not require any upfront cost.
Great. I'm going to move the next question on to Elizabeth. Why is having a charge management important for my school?
A charge management system is important for your school district for 3 main reasons. The first is cost savings. A charge management system can help you decrease the cost of both putting in EV charging, but also its ongoing operational costs. It also helps with the management of your fleet. It may help to make sure that the right vehicles get charged at the right times for the right routes. And finally, it also improves your operations. With charge management systems, you gain visibility into your data, and it allows your school district to improve their EV charging operations as you scale and grow. And finally, if you are choosing CaaS, a CaaS provider that uses a charge management system will be able to provide you with much lower fees.
So my next question is for Michelle. How does the Mobility House execute charge management? How will charging times be coordinated to avoid peak demand chargers and time of use rates?
Yeah, so the Mobility House uses a charge management system called Charge Pilot to help shift charging away from the time of use periods. Charge Pilot also spreads out electricity usage to drastically reduce costs associated with peak demand charges.
And then what is my estimated cost savings compared to traditional fuel-powered buses, Michelle?
Yeah, we're seeing anywhere from between 10 and 30% in savings.
I'm going to send my next question over to Elizabeth. Will the existing electrical infrastructure at the school facility support increased demand charging multiple buses?
So without knowing anything about the site, I can't just say yes on this call. But what I do suggest is anyone looking into moving their fleet to electric should gather some key pieces of information, such as their utility rates, their one-line diagrams, and also know how much charging infrastructure they're planning on putting in. This way, a CaaS provider or other partner that you decide to work with can help you find out that exact answer for your specific sites. Any good partner will be able to run simulations based on real-life conditions and help you figure out exactly what your charging needs are going to be.
And how will the charging schedule be managed to ensure that all my buses are fully charged and ready for their routes? That's an important question for schools.
Exactly. We got to make sure the kids get back and forth to school on time. A good charging energy management system should be able to import scheduling data. In ChargePilot's case, we look at the state of charge needed to run the next route and also what time that vehicle needs to depart. And then we are able to prioritize the various vehicles in your fleet, ensuring that every vehicle leaves the depot with the right stage of charge by the time it needs to run its next route. This data for ChargePilot can either be inputted manually or via an API.
I'm going to have one more question for you, Elizabeth. How can you future-proof your charging site?
So there are a lot of different ways that a school can future-proof their charging site. If working with a CaaS provider, make sure that the CaaS provider shows you how their designs are future-proof. Some things to look for are scalability in design and systems that follow industry standard open protocols. These protocols are constantly being worked on and improved over time. If you're not going with a CaaS provider, you're going to want to ask and look for those same things, but from each individual provider.
And then finally, Michelle, is there any more information about how TMH does CaaS that you can provide?
Yeah, the Mobility House collaborates with a carefully selected group of experts and infrastructure builders and developers to offer comprehensive charging as a service and turnkey solutions. These solutions are designed and constructed using the Mobility House's exclusive tools, ChargePilot technology, and informed by our vast experience with fleet charging. So fleet operators who choose our partners for their charging infrastructure needs gain access to proven the Mobility House technology and services, which are reliable, cost-effective, and tailored to individual needs.
Well, thank you guys so much for your time. I hope this helps a lot of school districts out there.
Yeah, thank you, Sam. Thanks, Elizabeth.